All right, this video is part 2 of the Chapter 13 test review. The diagram shows the dimensions of a new parking lot at Helen's Health Food Store. Now we're going to cut this is a combined figure, we're going to cut it into 2 separate rectangles. And I'm going to go ahead and cut mine right here, because that looks like an easy way to make 2 rectangles with one simple cut. And I'm going to just color code these a little bit so you know which ones I'm working with. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and find the area of the pink. My length and width are 30 by 10. If you are getting confused on which numbers to use, look for a perpendicular set of lines. At a corner, the 2 sides that meet are the 2 numbers you'll multiply for the area. 30 times 10. 3 times 1 is 3. Add my 2 zeros back in, 300. So I know the area of this part is 300. Now I'm going to find the area of the second part. Now this one I've got to try and figure out. There's lots of numbers floating around here. I need to figure out which ones I'm going to use. Well, I know that my length is 40. And I'm looking at that perpendicular corner. My width is 20. So I'm going to do 40 times 20. 4 times 2 is 8. Add my 2 zeros back in. So that means this part is 800. Now when it says use addition or subtraction to find the area of this parking lot, we're just adding these 2 together because combined they make this whole shape. So I'm going to do 800 plus 300. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 8 plus 3 is 11. So we have 1,100 square yards. For the next section, Chad's bedroom floor, so this is his floor, is 12 feet long and 10 feet wide. So I'm going to just draw that off to the side as they're giving me information. It's much easier to have the rectangles in front of you. So his bedroom floor is 12 feet long by 10 feet wide. He has an area rug on his floor, so he has a rug. And his area rug is 7 feet long by 5 feet wide. Which statement tells how to find the amount of floor that is not covered by the rug? Mark all that apply means that there's going to be more than one option. So we're going to check all of them. Would I add 12 times 10 and then 7 times 5? So we need to see if those are the 2 numbers I would multiply together to find the areas. 12 times 10 is the area of the bedroom. So that number is right. 7 times 5 would be the area of the rug, yes. But I would not add them. I'm not finding a combined number. I am subtracting because I'm trying to figure out this white part. So I've got to take out the rug. So this one is wrong because I should subtract. And it's always a good idea to try and figure out why it's wrong if you think it's wrong to help you check yourself. The next part says I would subtract 35 from 12 times 10. Well, if I were to find the area of this, I would do 12 times 10 to find the area of the entire floor, which is 120, and the area of the rug, which is 7 times 5, which is 35, and I would subtract them. So yes, I would subtract 35 from 12 times 10. So that one is correct. This one says subtract 10 times 5 from 12 times 7. Well, I know that 10 and 5 are the 2 different widths. I wouldn't multiply those together at all because that's not going to get me either area. If I added up all these numbers, normally we would add things together to find the perimeter, but adding these four numbers together would not get me any information that I need because the sides would not match up. So that is not going to work. Subtract 7 times 5, that part's right, from 12 times 10. Yes, I would do that because 7 times 5 is the same thing as 35. The opposite here, subtract 12 times 10 from 7 times 5. That is not going to be right because we cannot subtract a larger number from a smaller number. So that is why that is wrong. Okay, a row of plaques covers 120 square feet of space along a wall. If you see square feet, that's a clue you're using area. If the plaques are 3 feet tall, what is the length? So again, I'm going to draw my rectangle. I know my area is 120 square feet. My height is 3. I need to find my length or my base. So I'm going to do 120 divided by 3. 3 can't go into 1, but it can go into 12 4 times. 3 times 4 is 12. I subtract and I get 0, but I still have another 0 to bring down. 3 goes into 0, 0 times. So 40 feet is my answer. All right, Miss Bennett wants to buy carpeting for her living room and the dining room. And is a key word here. And tells us we add. Explain how she can find the amount of carpet she needs to cover the floor in both rooms. Then find the amount of carpet she will need. Well, to explain what we're going to be doing, we need to find the area of both rooms and add them together. And that's what we're going to go ahead and do off to the side here. So for the living room, it's a square room, 20 times 20. Notice I'm not using 30 because when I make that perpendicular corner, 20 by 20. The 30 actually covers this entire side with the dining room, so that's not going to help us. So when I do 20 times 20, 2 times 2 is 4 with 2 zeros behind it. So the living room has an area of 400 square feet. For the dining room, we've got to do some logical thinking right here. So if this entire thing is 30, but I know that the length and width of my square room is 20, 20 plus something equals 30. Well, I know that that something is 10. So for the dining room, I'm going to do 10 times 15, which is just saying 15 times 1, add your 0. Now we're going to add those two numbers together. 400 plus 150. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 5 is 5. 4 plus 1 is 5. So that means we need a combined total of 550 square feet of carpet. Lorenzo builds a rectangular brick patio. So we're going to draw his patio. He is putting a stone border around the edge. So he's going to have a stone border all the way around here. The width is 12. The length is 2 feet longer. Longer tells us to add. So that means it's the width plus 2 more feet, which means I know that my length is 14. using my area, or my perimeter, because we're doing the edge. Perimeter is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. My length is 14, so 2 times 14 is 28. My width is 12. 2 times 12 is 24. Add those together to get the perimeter. And I'm going to go ahead and do it over here because we've got some carrying to do. 8 plus 4 is 12. Carry the 1. 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. So my perimeter is 52 feet. Last couple problems. Which rectangle has a perimeter of 10 feet? Mark all that apply. So when you're trying to find perimeter, we could just do 4 times 1 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5 times 2 is 10. So I added up the length and the width and I multiplied it by 2. And that gave me 10. So that one would be a possibility. And it says mark all that apply. So that means there's probably going to be more than one answer. 2 plus 5 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. So that would not be an option. 2 plus 3 equals 5. 5 times 2 is 10. That would work. 4 plus 6 is 10, but we have to multiply it by 2 to get all 4 sides, which is 20, so that would not work. All right, a folder is 11 inches long and 8 inches wide. So here's my folder. It's 11 inches long and 8 inches wide. Alyssa places a sticker that is 2 inches long and 1 inch wide on the notebook. Choose the words that correctly complete the sentence. To find the number of square inches of the folder that is not covered by the sticker. So we want the rectangle that's white, so minus this part. So we're going to subtract the area of the sticker from the area of the notebook. Just a minute. Watch my sisters. Okay, because we're trying to figure out square inches, and square inches always means area. Trisha is cutting her initial from a piece of felt. For numbers 18A through 18C, yes or no, whether these are going to work. So, would you do 1 times 8 and then 5 times 2? So let's kind of look at this. If I were to cut it here, 1 times 8 would definitely get me the area of one of the rectangles. 5 times 2, we're going to have to do some math to see this. So if this entire thing is 8, this is 3, this is 3. Well, 3 plus 3 is 6. That only leaves 2 left over. So 2 times 5 would work. So yes, those would work. 3 times 5 and 1 times 8. Well, we know 1 times 8 works here. 3 times 5 would not work because that is actually getting me the area of this part, which is not what we need. So that would not work. The other one is 2 times 5, 1 times 3, and 1 times 3. I'm going to do this one in green because they've cut it in a different way. So they actually cut it this way for this problem. Remember, you can cut these 2 different ways. As long as you're cutting them into separate rectangles and adding them back together, it will all work. So they're doing 2 times 5. Well, 2 times 5 would get us this rectangle, so that would work. 1 times 3, 1 by 3 would get us this. So that would work. 1 times 3 would get us this. So that would work. But we still have not found the area of this piece right here. So to account for that, we actually should have multiplied this 2 times 6. So this actually does not work because we have this piece right here. So no, it would not work. All right, last question. Mr. Butler posts his students' artwork on a bulletin board. The width and length of the bulletin board are whole numbers. What could the dimensions of the bulletin board be? So we're trying to figure out what two numbers multiply together to make 15. Well, we know we could do 1 times 15, or we could do 3 times 5. Those are the two areas that would work. You could also do 15 by 1 or 5 by 3. Any of those would get you to an area of 15. I hope this helps you feel prepared for the Chapter 13 test. Good luck, and if you have any questions, contact your teacher. Thank you.